Hello. Now we're going to make some changes to the rectangle that we extruded. And here it is. I'm going to open it up from my parts menu. And you can see over on the left-hand side in the browser area where we have that extrusion. And we can also see where that sketch is. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to add a sketch on top of our piece. And we're going to click Start 2D Sketch. Now nothing's going to look like it's happening. It wants to know where do you want to put the sketch. And we're going to put it on the front face. And when we do that, it's going to come over a little bit to the right, so I'm going to scoot it to the center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my line tool. And I'm going to place it up at the top. And I can tell I went in line here because the color of the top rectangle line turned. And I'm just going to estimate how far up and how far down I'm going to stop and start the line. I'm going to click when I'm right here. You can tell I'm on that line. I'm going to click right click and click OK. Now I'm going to go back and use my dimension tool because from the end of my line right here, and you can see the red square, click and click from right here. Try that again. To right here and pull up. I want that to be a ½ inch. So I'm going to put in 0.5, hit enter. And then from the end of this line right here to the bottom of my part, and I'm going to pull it over. It might take a couple tries because it is a little tricky. 0.25, hit enter. And now I have that exactly placed where I want it to be. A ½ inch in and a ¼ inch up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my sketch because I want to go to my features mode. And I'm going to hit my extrude button, which I've done before, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, this is the cut button, the second one down. I'm going to click cut, and it wants to know what do you want to cut. I want to cut this top piece off completely and through. And you can see it's kind of telling me that it's going to go that way. I'm going to say OK. And now what I've done is I've kind of created a wedge. I'm going to click to the front, and that's what I have. If I take my view cube and I turn it, now I'm going to get to the front where I'm going to make a hole on this front end right here. So I'm going to click Start a 2D Sketch because I'm adding a new feature, and I'm going to click right here, and that's going to turn it. And what I want to do is I want to find a little tool that's called Point. And I'm going to position this right around here. I'm not going to make it exactly right on, but I'm going to click it. And I'm going to click OK. I'm going to dimension it again. So from the end to the center right here, pull it up. I want that to be a ½ inch, 0.5, hit enter. Now I've centered it this way, but now I need to make sure it's centered from top to bottom. So I'm going to click from my top to the center of the point. And I didn't grab that. I'm going to click out, OK. I want to hit the dimension tool again. This time I'm going to go bottom up. Click right on my center and out. Nope, it still didn't grab it. Cancel that. Let me try one more. Sorry. Bring it in maybe a little bit. Go to the center. Right down here. Out. Here we go. Told you it's a little tricky sometimes. 0.5 here. Okay, so now I'm going to finish my sketch. Bring that back around. I want my left side facing. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit. This time we're going to use the hole feature. And you can see it automatically told you where it's going to put it, because that's right where my point is. And I want it to be a drill point flat at the end, because I want it to be a square bottomed hole. And I want it to be a distance. Yours might say to or through or all. We want this to be a distance. And we want the depth to be 1 inch and the diameter to be a ¼ inch. Now, in the future, you might have to change this to be a ½ inch or other dimensions. But for right now, that is exactly where we want it. We want it 1 inch in and a ¼ inch around the diameter, and click OK. Right now, you don't see much until you bring it around, and there you see your hole. So that's what you have is for your parametric modeling exercise. And I want to point out over here what you can do if you need to edit just one of your features. But for now, what I want you to do is go into your snipping tool, take a screenshot, print it out on your Microsoft Word document, and turn that in to me. I'm going to cancel this right now. I want to take it to the home. I'm going to take this a little step further. Let's say you want to edit the first sketch. Let's say I made a mistake and I only want this feature to be 2 inches. I can go in here and edit this 2 inches. Now watch. It follows through. It actually shrunk my part. So there's some things that you can do to play around with and learn. Once you've printed out your first dimension that is 4 by 2 for me, go ahead and mess around with this, but make sure you had saved your part from the beginning before you printed it out. Okay?